A delegate in Virginia has proposed legislation that would force public employees, including teachers, to disclose the sexual orientation of students or minors to their parents. And this is specifically a law that, of course, targets the LGBT community. Now, under Virginia's HB 1612, educators and other child welfare personnel would be compelled by law to tell parents that their child could be lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, or questioning. So HB 1612 also includes an enforcement clause for its anti-trans restroom segregation measure, which North Carolina's bill did not. So this is essentially North Carolina's anti-LGBT law on steroids, because it includes portions that would make it even worse. So give you examples, of course, the fact that they would have to disclose the sexual orientation of minors to parents, but they would also have certain ways of enforcing the no transgender people in the bathrooms law, right? If this passes and becomes a law. Now, the law, ironically named the Physical Privacy Act, contains a provision that would compel a government-owned facility to pay civil damages to anyone who is found to have suffered physical or emotional distress because a person uses a sex-segregated facility based on their gender identity.
Oh. So they only have to experience emotional distress because someone else was in the bathroom.
Yes.
I'm sure no one will abuse that.
It's
a
insane.
Rational law. You should have it.
But you know, the great thing is that Republican lawmakers are in favor of small government. So they would never get involved in your personal life. They would never get involved in, you know, family-related issues. Okay, this is disastrous because a lot of us have great parents who would not punish us regardless of what our sexual identity is. But there are also a lot of kids out there who have parents who would do hideous things to them if they found out that their kids were gay, right? So sex conversion therapy is still a thing in this country, and it's terrible, okay? It essentially tortures people and tries to change their sexual orientation when there's absolutely no scientific evidence indicating that they work. In fact,
or that would be acceptable if it did work.
Exactly, 100%. And who knows? Parents might disown their kids. They might abuse their kids if they find out this is happening. It's just this is big government. This is a perfect example of big government. This is needlessly punishing kids who have a sexual orientation that these Republican lawmakers don't like. That's all this is.
Yeah, but also they have to report if they are lesbian, gay, trans, but also if they could be, if you suspect that they are. I don't want these people making that determination like, let me look at his outfit. Oh, what's he doing after school? What clubs is he in? That's ridiculous that you're going to put that sort of power for those people. Also, this is one of those if I were king things. So it's the Physical Privacy Act, as you pointed out. I would have a law where if the bill that you name does the exact opposite of the name, you lose your position. You're just kicked out of government. Fuck the Orwellian bullshit of naming it the Clean Air Act when it fucks up the air and all that stuff. People hate that. This is one of the things that pisses people off about government, when they can't trust this sort of stuff. Also, on the conversion therapy, I would love to ask someone who runs conversion therapy or wants to send their kids to conversion therapy, okay, so you think there's a therapy that if you just do this to a gay person, they will become straight. So is there a therapy that I could do to you that would make you enthusiastically gay? I don't think they think there is. I'm pretty sure they think it doesn't work that way. And yet they're willing to put their kids through torture, in some cases through the use of electricity or psychological tactics and stuff like that. It's sick.
I think the future of this country, and the only thing that can save this country, one of the only things, I should say, that could save this country is young people. And that's because they are engaged and they have been victimized by all of this craziness time and time again. And so I want them to be as politically engaged as possible, and I want them to vote. I want them to speak out. I want them to run for office once they're old enough to do it. I want them to change this system, because this kind of behavior cannot stand, okay? You cannot have lawmakers dictating every component of your personal life simply because they like some things and they dislike other things.
Become a TYT member and get all of our shows, including the ones only members see, Old School, Aggressive Progressive, our post games, TYT Classics, and you even get the interviews before anyone else does. TYTnetwork.com/join.